The world around us is full of beautiful design. But for every MacBook Pro, someone's getting through life with this. Yuck. Whether they're MacGyvers or redneck engineers, though, the owners of such monstrosities are responsible for some truly jaw-dropping creations. So, if you're motorsport mad or into niche furniture, leave your safety gear at the door. We don't use that kind of nonsense out here. Now get ready for some abominations as we look at hilariously ingenious feats of redneck engineering. Wheeler dealer. Roll up, roll up. I heard you're out here looking to get yourself a new pair of wheels. Well, your friends here at Phase 3 Wheel got the best motors south of the Mississippi. I bet those little cowboy boots can barely reach the pedals. Still, let me see what we got back here. Oh, what about this beauty? Sure, the back wheel looks a little out of place, but if it works, it works. Okay, you don't seem sure. How about this, then? You get 4 wheels for the price of 1. Now, that's a killer deal if I've ever seen one. No? Oh, you want something with matching back wheels? Well, I know just the thing. Look at this beauty. Lovely set of back wheels, right? Okay, well, the front can get a little breezy, but she's a smooth ride. Yeah, I guess you're right. It looks a bit cramped. Let's see if I've got something a little more luxury. You heard of hanging out the passenger side of your best friend's ride? Well, how about hanging out on a couch strapped to the back of a quad bike? You holler off this thing and see what happens. Still not taking your fancy? Well, I can't let a customer leave unhappy. I'll tell you what, I've got one more out back I was saving for the right customer, and I think that might just be you. Okay, boys, bring her out. Oh, isn't she beautiful? She's not just your usual ride, but that's what makes her special. You'll take her? Well, sure you will. Who wouldn't want to drive around in a speedboat with truck wheels? That's right, no one. But it's got me thinking I might try and get my hands on one of those super yachts and stick some wheels on it. Sheesh! Now that, my friends, is going to make me a millionaire. Pleasure doing business with y'all, folks. Blow, blow, blow your boat. Oh, ain't nothing I love more than a good trip on a fishing boat. The open water, the cool breeze blowing through my mullet. It really is the life. Well, 2 lovebirds ran into a spot of trouble on their fishing trip when one of them forgot to pack the paddle. Gadzooks. Now, luckily, this gentleman managed to fashion one out of a pitchfork and a license plate. Genius! But it makes me wonder, what are they doing going fishing with a pitchfork? Well, one quick look at the license plate tells us everything we need to know. Bingo, Missouri. Genuinely, I'm surprised they remembered they needed to go near water to catch fish. Your average Missourians would have laid down in the grass and waited for the fish to come to them. However, this isn't the best bootlegged bosun. If manual paddling isn't really your thing, why not try something a little more powerful? Check this out. Is he? Yeah, he's propelling them along with a leaf blower. Well, I suppose in this context, it's more of a water blower. Genuinely amazes me that this works. I wouldn't have thought that your standard leaf blower would have enough thrust to move a boat, but they're not exactly moving fast. I do hope he's got enough juice in that thing. If it dies and he's stranded in the middle of the river, he's got one sorry swim back to shore. So, we've covered the biggest blower, but what about the biggest sucker? Well, that's anyone who hasn't hit the like and subscribe buttons on this video already. That's not you now, is it? Would be super embarrassing if it was, right? Let's jump back into the video. Shop till you plop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to see you again. Now, I've got a great investment opportunity for you all today. Fellas, Have you ever found yourself going numero uno and then you realize that you've made an uncontrollable mess all over the floor? Well, believe me, at my age, it happens far more than you'd think. Well, pee-pee puddles are a thing of the past thanks to the new hands-free tinkle device. Yes, by inserting your Johnson into this opening just here, your water waste travels down the tube into the bowl without making a mess. Isn't that great? Now, normally these would retail for around $475, but today we're running a special one-off deal to celebrate St. Rednecks Day, where this could be yours for just $50. What a steal. Now, don't worry, sit-down toileteers. If you're feeling left out, I've got something for you too. Come over here. Now, this really is exciting. Let me present to you the on-the-go poop chair. Now, close your eyes for just a second. You're walking down the street after having just eaten a double protein chicken al pastor burrito from Chipotle, and you're getting the tummy rumbles. Panic begins to set in. Home's 40 minutes away, and you don't have that long before you have some kind of volcanic accident in your pants. Fear not. You've got the on-the-go poop chair with you. You can drop trowel and discreetly do your business right there in the parking lot. Woo! What a relief. And to think you nearly lost your dignity for a second. Hold up. I don't want to get chipotle over my shoes. Well, that's one of the great things about the OTG Pooper. It's got this high-tech splash guard to keep your sneakers squeaky clean instead of stinky bean. And if you order the hands-free tinkler today, we'll throw in the OTG Pooper for free. So get yourself down to www.shoptillyouplop.com today.
All purchases are final and non-refundable. T's and C's apply. ShopTillYouPlop.com will not be held accountable for mishandling your credit card details. Please seek bill payer's permission.
These boots are made for working. You know what they say? A good pair of boots will last you a lifetime. If you buy something good quality and take care of them, heck, those dusty trusties could be with you for decades. On the other hand, if you cheap out, then you might get stuck patching them up like this. Jeepers creepers. According to the owner of these trepidatious treads, they tried using glue to reattach the sole. But it wasn't quite doing the job. Without a solid cobbler nearby, they resorted to, how can I put it, an aesthetically extreme solution. They've wrapped electrical tape around the entire foot to hold it all in place. And sure, it's not the prettiest thing you'll see today, but it's functional. It holds tighter and sticks longer than most other tapes out there. So who am I to judge? I just hope he doesn't think this is a permanent fix. Sticky wings. I'm not the most confident flyer. Something about being trapped in a metal box thousands of feet in the air gives me the willies. My only comfort is trusting whoever made my titanium prison knew what they were doing. Needless to say, if I'd just boarded, looked out the window to say goodbye to the safety of the ground one last time, and saw this, I'd be freaking out worse than that lady who thought she saw a ghost. Is he using duct tape to fix the engine? That mother flyer is not real! But hold on, it's not actually duct tape. It just looks like it. It's called speed tape, which is made of thin aluminum with an adhesive layer that is used to make small repairs to airplanes and cars. It's only a temporary fix to protect the sealant of the engine or patch non-critical components. Depending on the sticky layer used, it can be resistant to water, solvents, flames, heat, and UV light. Whoa, awesome. I guess I owe you guys an apology for getting myself in a panic again. Jabil. One of the greatest purchases I've made in recent years was a standing desk. Gone are the days of being hunched over my laptop like a shrimp. However, there's a new player in the standing desk game taking the market by storm. Oh, you never heard of Jabil? Only the really cool kids know about it. I guess you want to see it, right? Well, feast your eyes on this. Whew! I'll be darned. This might just be the rootinest, tootinest table I've ever set my eyes on. It's even got some little boots on, too. Yep, the Jabil is exactly what its name suggests. A jean table. Which means, you know it's got some spare pockets in there for all your snacks. Now I've got questions. Like, why did the divine creator of this thing only have a pair of mannequin legs to build it with? what happened to the body? And more importantly, where can my friend get one? Sadly, I don't know. For now, we can only imagine how much better our lives would be if we all had Jables. Picture it. You've just had an amazingly productive day working from home. Your boss has offered you another promotion and a fat pay rise. And your fingers slowly caress the rivets as you think about what an unbelievable impact your Jable has had on your life. Suddenly, a voice calls up the stairs. "Baby, stop working so hard. We've got guests coming over. Can you come lay the table and use the fine china?" Wabow! What a time to be alive. Protect your redneck. Yikes, these summers are getting hot. Like, real hot. I feel sorry for anyone who has to work outside during these soaring temperatures. But recently, I saw a nifty trick used by construction workers to give themselves a little bit of shade. Where you or I might put on a stylish hat to keep the sun out of our faces, if your job requires wearing a hard hat, well, you're screwed. Or at least you were until you saw this video. Check this out. These construction workers have cut holes in some spare materials they found lying around to fit them over their safety hats. It kind of looks like a bootleg sombrero. Now I gotta say, this is pretty genius. Sun damage is no joke. So, the fact that these guys have found a little reprieve whilst they work in the blistering sun is awesome. But I do hope that is waste material. If I hired them to fix up my house and found them poking holes in my expensive bathroom tiles, I'd be furious. Dearly beloved. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to pay our respects and say our final goodbyes to... Wait. Did that guy just move? Whoa, he's alive! Hey, this might not be the best time to ask, but if you're not using that coffin anymore, do you mind if I took it? A few nuts and bolts here, tighten that with the Sprocket Spinner 9000, quick blast with the Gyro Giggle Flex Capacitor, and voila! I've made myself a sleek and stylish new trailer. Now, what exactly anyone might want to carry around in this, I'm not really sure. To be honest, you could fill it with the most innocent things in the world, and I'd still be too scared to open it and look. What if someone's sleeping in there? Or worse. Well, sorry, buddy. You go back to your rest. Fishing with the boys. This weekend, me and the homies are going fishing. It's just us chilling with maybe a few brewskis, taking our pickup out onto the lake. Huh? Yes, I said our pickup. Doesn't everyone take their pickup out onto the lake? Well, these guys certainly do. Yep, in this incredible video clip captured at Long Point Bay, Lake Erie, a pickup truck was spotted floating along the river on a pontoon. I sure hope they put the parking brake on. Now, hear me out. I know it looks ridiculous, but you've got tunes in the front, beers and rods in the back. What more could a guy or gal want? The thing that leaves me scratching my head is, I don't know how they're controlling this thing. Whether there's some kind of contraption which lets them steer from the car, or whether this line coming off the front attaches to the boat, I'm not really sure. They can't have just driven onto the decking and floated into the middle of the lake, could they? I'm sure they've got torches and blankets in the back because it might be dark by the time they make it back to shore. I'm stumped. If you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments. Mobility mayhem. You ever just feel overwhelmingly tired out of nowhere? I walk 2 blocks down the street and I'm like, darn, give me a sec, I gotta park this caboose. Well, in Brazoria, Texas, one smooth cruising pedestrian has found the most remarkable solution to their fatigue. Watch this. Oh, they see her rolling, and they do be hatin'. That's right, in order to help herself get around, this lady is dragging herself along the street with her lawnmower. And I'm pretty sure that's a shopping cart she's acquired to transport all her stuff on. Come on, don't act like you're not jealous. But that's not the craftiest use of a lawnmower I've ever seen. Cutting the grass is the most tedious chore, and it makes me sneezy. But one homeowner in Marion, Indiana, has found an easy life hack for hands-free cutting. They've stuck a stick in the ground and tied it to their mower with a rope. As the mower pushes forward, the stick works as a kind of anchor and keeps the mower under tension, which pulls it around in a circle. The more the circles it completes, the closer it gets. The length of rope shortens as it wraps around the stick. All you've got to do is crack open a cold one, stick your feet up, and just wait for it to do all the work. Ah, what a life. Only if you've got a lot of grass to cut, make sure you trim down the sections in between, too, or everyone's going to think aliens are visiting your house. Redneck neck breaker. So not all engineering has to serve a purpose or fix a problem. Sometimes you just want to have a little fun and show off your creative side. Like these Southerners looking to blow off some steam. Youch, look at that feller go. He nearly took off. Now, this wonderful device is simply called the Redneck Spin Chair, and oh, she spins. This amazing invention was captured at Boonville, Arkansas, and it's not for the faint-hearted or the weak-stomached. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but there's something at the base of the chair which rotates as the wheels roll, kind of like how a chain turns the wheels on a bike. Neato. Now, it's a little high octane for me. If I was to sit on that, I'd need someone to hold my hand. Luckily, someone's come up with a tandem version. Now you and your loved one can suffer permanent vertebrae damage whilst staring deep into each other's eyes and trying not to barf. Aw, cute. And who said romance is dead? Moron Trial. I think us Americans get a bad rap. But come on, you've seen the best of what our creative citizenry has to offer. But if you go a little north of the border into Canada, you get some supremely stupid people. I was making my way through Montreal not long ago when I saw the deadliest demolition, about 30 feet up in the air. Holy smokes, you've got to be kidding me. Now, sure, it looks like they've blocked the road off, but there's no way debris and bits of literal building aren't falling onto the street below. Hey, you guys nearly knocked my redneck sun hat off. Now, the phrase, if it works, it's not dumb, springs to mind. But even if this works, it might be one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. I feel bad for whoever drew the short straw that day and had to sit up there. Definitely looks like a job for the new intern to me. Dry off his own supply. Now, not all feats of redneck engineering have to be done by rednecks. It's more of a feeling, a dangerous, horrifying anxiety that I can't look away from. Take this guy. He's clearly not a redneck. He has a chrome refrigerator, and it's actually in his house, not his yard. But it's not the refrigerator that's of special interest. It's the sink. Does anyone else find after they've washed the dishes that you look like you've had an untimely toilet-related accident? Well, this mustachioed marvel found an ingenious solution. By taping the sink and cutting little notches he can fill in, get the dishes in there, clean them nice and good, and not worry about looking like he's gone potty in his pants. Awesome job, dude. Who's a big boy? But I got one question. Why not use clear tape? That way you can actually see how clean your dishes are as you're doing them. Still, it's nice to share something you could safely do at home for a change. However, maybe remove the tape before inviting any spicy senors or senoritas over. No one wants to be seen as a wet-legged loser, but it's better than being known as an axe-wielding maniac disposing of the evidence in the sink. Capiche? For the gram. You know, I fancy myself as something of a chef. My signature dish, SpaghettiOs, Twinkie with an easy cheese emulsion, and a few pickles for garnish. Bone apple teeth. Don't knock it till you've tried it. Sometimes, after I've been knocking up a fresh culinary gift to the world, I realize I've made something so damn tasty I just have to snap a pic for my gazillion followers. But I often struggle to get good lighting. Fear not, fellow foodies, the solution is here. This gastronomical genius found a new way to master lighting. Yep, they've taken a pizza-shaped chunk out of the blinds. Sure, your mom's gonna kill you, but when you're a high roller rubbing shoulders with the Ramses and Flays of this world, she'll forgive you. Not jokes aside, don't go taking scissors to your mama's favorite drapes. Trust me, it'll end up costing you a whole lot more in new curtains than if you'd invested in some decent lights. I know we eat with our eyes, but we also sleep with them too. If that early morning sun's blasting through your Swiss cheese shutters, you're gonna be one cranky chef. Lazy by name. Sometimes I think growing older is just owning more stuff. Every time I move house, the boxes get bigger and heavier. But when Teresa Bullock from Moscow, Ohio, had to replace her beloved armchair with a brand new one, she struggled carrying the darn thing out of her house. However, hope wasn't lost. Teresa loaded the hulking seat onto the back of her tractor, spun it around, and reversed it right out of her house. Boy, seeing a strong woman riding a tractor backwards to bootleg a chair out of her house, that really makes me proud to be an American. Now, I'm not sure what happened to this fateful chair. It's probably either sitting in a landfill somewhere or being doused with gasoline and set fire to, the true American way. But I wonder how she's going to get the new chair in. I'm sure she's got some carburetor catapult somewhere she can use to launch it through the open window. Yeehaw! The armchair. Facebook Marketplace is truly one of humanity's darkest pits. Yep, remember the Jable from earlier? Facebook Marketplace. And the hands-free tinkle machine and the on-the-go poop chair? Both Facebook Marketplace too. But they're not the worst items I've come across on the old Zuckerberg Bazaar. They're not even close. No, feast your eyes on this so-called arm wrestling machine. Good Lord above. Yes, for the price of $100, this exceptional feat of construction could be yours. However, before you put up any hard-earned cash, you might need to tweak the motor configuration. See, in your standard arm wrestle, you lock hands and try to push your opponent's arm to the side. However, the motor here is clearly configured for more of a constant up and down motion. Not how I remember doing it back in high school. It doesn't say whether the chair is included, but even if it is, $100 seems kinda steep to me. I mean, you're getting 2 Walmart buckets, a severed mannequin arm, and a motor facing the wrong way. And you just know this has at least minor signs of wear. Ugh, I dread to think. Still, I'd like to meet the creative soul who dreamt up this deviant horror show. That way, I can steer well clear of them in the future. Woo! And just like that, it's the end of the video. Boy, I feel like I need a bath. I'm covered in engine oil. Which of those ingenious engineering feats was your favorite? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, thanks for watching.